Good morning, everyone. Lovely day outside. How are my friends doing? They look kind of hungry. Let's make them some breakfast, shall we? Grab ourselves some star bulbs and some alien poop, better known as facium. We'll just mix that up together into some fermented fruit. Now this does take 12 seconds to make 5 of them, and we are going to make 10, so it's thankfully only 24 seconds altogether of my time to make some food for my little friends. Not really a big deal at all. So let's grab this, put the rest of our food back where it belongs. Don't want it to go bad sitting around in the nutrient processor or anything. So we'll just go out the back door through our storage area here and fill up our feeders and watch these guys come a-running for their breakfast. Haha, yes, here they come. Sweet deal. So, we'll fill this guy up too. Make sure they get plenty of breakfast and stay well fed and hang around all day and fill up my lovely machine with milk. I've already cleared the machine out last night, so there wasn't any in there this morning. Next thing on our to-do list is making sure our plants are ready to be harvested, and it looks like they are. Excellent. We'll come back to those in a little bit. First, we're going to grab some of these naturally growing plants, as they are what help me make breakfast for my friends. And if I collect enough of these and some resources that I can find on the planet, I can put the two together and grow even more of these. And eventually I would like to fill up this entire field with these guys so that I have plenty of food for my little friends. And thankfully, right by the field, there's a big heaping pile of paraffinium, the other ingredient I need to plant more plants. So we'll take our paraffinium, double check that our autonomous mining unit is actually working properly, because sometimes they break down and decide to collect the wrong thing. Looks like this one is functioning properly. It's collecting the paraffinium that we're going to need. So we will trust it to do its job, and hopefully it will. Every once in a while I have come back and it's been something different than what it said it was going to collect the day before. Over here, we have a nice heaping pile of emerald. And this autonomous mining unit wasn't working properly, as you saw. So we just take it apart, put it back together, and boom, it's working just fine. So on to our next one. It has our emerald from the day before. Sweet deal. And it kicked us out of the menu, so is it working properly? Looks like it might, so hopefully it will. And we'll be back on to check up on that tomorrow. In the meantime, let's head back to our base. I always think these are still growing, because out in the wild, if they still have the flowers like that, that means you can collect them. But the ones you plant yourself, not so much. These are another little creature I found on the planet, but they like the sweetened compost for food, which is easy to make. But rather than trying to feed two separate creatures, I like feeding the one set of creatures, because there's a lot of them that hang around in my base all the time naturally. So if I can keep a nice crowd of them around, I'll get lots and lots of milk, which will come in handy later on. Alright, so on to our next task. Going to grab those plants we were looking at earlier and put them away into storage and maybe mix one or refine one down into something. So our first plant is fungal mold. We get this to make delicious stew for Cronus. 200 fungal molds becomes a stack of 50 delicious vegetable stew, which when you give it to Cronus on the Nexus gives you on average about 1450 nanites, and it's only about 20 minutes worth of work overall. So it's a safe way to get a good chunk of nanites fairly quick. And then we come in here and grab all of our faecium, which is basically animal poop. I'm not really sure how it grows into a plant, or if maybe they're suggesting that animals eat so much of this that we rarely see it in the wild, and that's what they're pooping out, is like barely digested plants. I don't know. But faecium is kind of a silly name, but I like it. Anyway, then we come in here for our mordite, which strangely enough in the nutrient processor becomes meat and is used for a lot of the meat related baits for creatures. So it's maybe just a high protein mushroom, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we come in here and get I call it the econocactus because I kept reading it that way forever, but now I'm thinking it's maybe a echinocactus. I don't know, but I call it econocactus because it makes you a lot of carbon really easily and in not too much time at all. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in one sec here if I don't get lost. Not that it's too hard to get lost in there, but you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, my refiners were kind of back there. So yeah, you take this econocactus. I'm just going to put away this other stuff in my storage first. And yeah, the econocactus, when you put it in a refiner, does a 1-to-2 ratio. Should probably do this in the big refiner. I think they both operate on the same time scale, so like 2 minutes 2 seconds here is 2 minutes 2 seconds in the medium refiner, but somehow the large refiner feels slightly faster to me. I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, that econocactus that I just grabbed is going to make us like thousands of carbon. Okay, so thanks to the magic of editing around those save points, I've cut you, the viewer, out that 2 minutes of wait time for this. So yeah, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, I got 2,048 carbon for myself, and I'm still left with 1,500 cactus flesh from just that one pickup. This will make me 3,000 more, so essentially 5,000 carbon in 4 minutes, 5 minutes, is pretty darn sweet. And then if you want to save, like if you want to just do a stack of carbon and then use the other stack for all the stuff you can do in the nutrient processor with Econocactus. You can do that too, because I don't think I have any stored in here, but oh yeah, I do. So the flesh will make nectar. The nectar will turn into sugar. If you mix the sugar and the nectar together, you get the cactus jelly. What is it? Faecium becomes wheat. Frost crystals becomes glass grains. The glass grains become refined flour. The refined flour and the wheat that you made from the faecium becomes dough. You take the milk, it goes down into cream, then butter. Then when you split the butter up, so one butter in the top slot, one butter in the second slot, and then it turns into an oil, clarified oil, I believe. And if you mix sugar, clarified oil, and dough together, you get a lumpen donut. And if you mix a lumpen donut and cactus jelly together, you get a jam-filled donut, which is like a tier 5 recipe. So if you make a stack of those and give them to Cronus, which you're looking at half an hour, 45 minutes worth of work. I don't even know how many nanites that gets you yet, because I haven't play tested it yet, but I'm guessing 2,000, 2,500, which is not too shabby for an essentially super safe way to get nanites instead of blowing up whispering eggs and trying to get the larval cores before the alien horrors totally kill you. So yeah, another feature of No Man's Sky is trading. It's a really good way to make a lot of cash super quick. I will get into trading routes a little bit later, because our other option for a day in the life of a space farmer is to set up little bases on different planets that have different minerals, so that you can use your teleporter to go to those bases basically whenever you feel like it, and start collecting what you need. And with those autonomous mining units and a save beacon, you know where they are all the time, so you just race off to them, and once you get there, you just grab what you need. Okay, so I'm editing out some of the teleport times too, because they take a good while, guys. But here's exactly what I'm talking about. You do a nice little shoulder bump, whip on your jetpacks, and you get where you're going nice and quick. Grab what you need. That doesn't look like it's going to work properly, so we dismantle, reassemble, and now we know for sure it's going to work. Easy peasy. So I have a number of bases on a number of planets set up, all essentially just like this, except for one that gets me a small amount of resources in a reasonable amount of time. I've been using this since I've been able to do it in the game, to be able to keep having all the resources I need without having to buy them or scavenge for them, and it's worked pretty well so far. And of course, the farther you get, the easier this becomes. And now I'm getting everything I need accept activated cadmium and activated indium. But believe it or not, I don't really care about either of them. Whether or not people are going to be like, well, how do you not care about activated indium? It's so much money, so fast. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know. And if that's the way you like to do it, great. Go nuts. I like setting up a trade route. That's granted maybe slightly more complicated to begin with, or for maybe some people to understand. But once you get the grasp of it, or like once you name everything properly, you don't even have to think about it anymore. You name it like, where did I put it? Trade post 1, trade post 3. Oh, where's trade post? Trade post 2. So obviously I go to trade post 1, buy what I need there. Go to trade post 2, sell the crap I just bought to trade post 2 for a profit. Sweet deal. Buy their stuff, sell it to these guys for a profit. Sweet deal. Buy this guy's stuff, sell it to him for a profit. Rinse, repeat. And 10 minutes is like 10 million units. So yeah, pretty safe, easy, relatively straightforward, rather than trading in stuff or crashing markets or whatever else people are doing nowadays for units. I think the trade route's just super easy, but we'll show you that a little bit later. So you saw from this planet that there was little to no atmosphere. Let's see what the next planet has in store. Alright. Looks nice enough, right? Okay. Right now, weather not so bad. Blasted atmosphere is what the weather is described as here. So, it gets either real hot or real cold. So when I come here, I either have to come here prepared with both dioxide and phosphorus to stay alive long enough, or just wait for this storm to be over if I get here and there's a storm going. Just wait inside my base for the storm to be over, and then rush out here and get done everything I need to get done, hopefully before another storm hits. And then all I have to worry about is my oxygen levels. And since I believe I have an oxygen harvester set up somewhere, I might not now that I'm thinking about it, but it'll be easy enough to set up. So yeah, you get your suit all nice and upgraded with 3 S-class movement modules, and then over on your technology side, 2 more. Then and the 3 A-class that you can build, and the B. You move pretty darn quick. I'm actually slightly faster with my movement this way than any of my exocraft. And I find my life support, because I have so many upgrades for my life support, lasts a lot longer than my fuel tanks on the exocraft. So got my sodium. I think my thumbs are too quick for this game sometimes, because the menus skip around, and I swear I'm not pressing the wrong buttons, but okay, maybe I am. Anyway, I came here for you, Pyrite. I'm surprised the weather's been nice this long on this planet. Usually it's a couple of minutes, then there's a storm, it lasts a couple of minutes, and a couple of minutes of calm, and then a couple more minutes of like different kind of storm, etc., etc. But the weather gods are being good to me today, so thank you, weather gods. All right. So yeah, life as a farmer, or space farmer, I should say, is discovering different planets, scanning everything you see, making money that way. Heck, going in and checking out some of those discoveries, naming them whatever you want to name them, and everybody else who comes here gets to see what you named everything. And then once you find all your minerals and you're set up and you're good to go, then you take them back to your base, slap them in storage, and go to the next place. So yeah, this is another farm I have set up. That was all my storage we were looking at. And then another echinocactus farm here and there. And frost crystals for my glass over there. I'm not going to bother to collect them on camera because that just takes up a lot of time, as you saw before. But yeah, another place to go. I can use this to get down off of here because I'm actually floating on a big rock. I know it looks like it's all attached, but when you actually get down there and look, they're both giant floating rocks. So I thought that was a cool place to make a base. So yeah, this one will take me to the ground, and then obviously the ground will take me back. I don't like when I jump into camera mode and then come back that the camera acts all wonky for a while, or it just feels more wonky. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But this is my house with some dirt. There's my living room. I don't have much for decoration in here just yet. My plan is to eventually get all of the stabilized glitches, which I'll show you in a sec, and put them around here. I wonder... Sorry, it's just the camera is just really bugging me. Yeah, wow. And we're just gonna throw my jetpacks on for... There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so my front porch. And upstairs, my bedroom, my pretend workstation. You can't actually do anything with any of this stuff. It just looks cool. And I like stuff that looks cool in my base. So yeah, stabilized glitches. You go to fancy planets and you can pick up different things. And there's 11 in total to collect. So eventually, I would like to collect them and start displaying the rest in here. Maybe get rid of this couch and this light stand and put the rest on my porch, other than like right here, unless I can place one super carefully right there and it doesn't like do any graphic weirdness every time I come here. Anyway, so yeah, life as a farmer is collecting minerals so you can eventually build cool bases like this, and then go to more worlds and build the smaller bases that you saw to set up mining facilities like you saw again, or the other form of mining, which I will show you right away. So here we are at an alternative way of gathering minerals, is with a mineral extractor, which has different classes. Based on the class, a higher class, you obviously get more. This creates 1500 cadmium per hour for me. So does this one. This guy doesn't hold all of it. He only holds 1750. If I make more storage units, I'll be able to store more, I know. But for right now, this is good enough for me. So the thing I don't like about these is the extreme cost of materials to set them up. And you whip out this visor and it will scan for whatever's closest to you. You get close enough, and like only now it tells me it's a B-class mineral. We know that, but you have to get up and do this before it's like, oh, which will give me 200 cadmium. Well, cadmium wasn't what I was looking for. Now you have to get like far enough away from this that this visor picks up another spot. It's a random thing. It could be gas, it could be minerals, it could be power. So you either get lost running around on a planet for hours trying to find that perfect spot, or you get lucky, which I know some people do, and you find exactly the spot or spots that you need, and you're good to go. So rather than take all the time to do that, sorry if you're wondering, that's a quick way to save your game. Anyway, so yeah, that costs a lot of materials and takes a lot of time and effort to set something off. The payout is well worth the effort, yes, but I kind of like just, turn the game on, spend an hour going to each of my mineral planets, chase after the autonomous mining units, and collect what I need, and once I have everything I need, go back home. So yeah, you get home, you throw your stuff in storage, which I already did quick off camera, and oops, sorry, went too far. You refine whatever you need to refine, which in my case is just going to be this rusted metal. You put all that away in storage when you're done. And like I said, it's about an hour for me to get to teleport to all my worlds, get all my stuff, come back, drop it off. Well, what next? Is there anything else you can do? Yeah, because we were talking earlier about setting up trade posts. So let's get into that just a little bit. I'll go through the easiest one to set up because you only need to find 3 different systems to be in. Find a trading post in each one, set up a base however you want at that trading post, and then all you do is teleport there, buy their stuff, teleport to the next one, sell what you just bought, buy what they have, and carry on the same way at the next trading post. And then you can just keep looping through, and every loop on the smaller route, the three trade post route, gets me about 8 to 10 million, kind of depending on how much space I have in my cargo and how much stuff that they have, and it takes like a couple of minutes. So we are going to take a little bit more than a couple of minutes just so I can show you some of the tips to setting up a good one for yourself. So the first thing you'll need to do is have a starship with the economy scanner in it. What that lets you do is from your quick menu, you go into your utilities, and you can scan for a trade post or for a trade outpost. And once you find it, like I said, you set up base there, and you can teleport to it whenever you want. But what you're looking for a good trading post is in the details here, or even without the details. You can see the one symbol looks kind of like a bird eye-ish kind of thing. That's for the race, the Viking. And then you see 3 stars and like a galactic compass thing, which I thought was like an old school watch at first, but the more I look at it, the more it looks like a compass. Anyway, you find one with 3 dots next to that symbol, and that's what you're looking for. So this one says shipping. There's like 3 or 4 different descriptions. You're looking for the 3 dots and the compassy symbol, and then you're looking at the details underneath where it says shipping, sell, buy. So everything I sell here, I sell at 75% or 79% profit if it's something that they're looking for. And if it's something they don't want or have too much of or whatever, you can buy it at a discount, and the stuff you bought, from here gets sold to another place. So remember the compass symbol, the 3 dots, that's what you're looking for on the galactic map to first get all of that set up. Then once you find that system, you scan for the trade post. Boo! We'll pretend I did it, and that it said, yeah, it's right here, because that is what happened. Get out of that menu so I can use my boost engine. So yeah, you fly down, you'll see the trade post. Bring everything you need to set up a base here. Come on, are you gonna let me park? No? We're still loading. Oh, there we go, yay! Turn and disembark. So, what I did for most of them was set up a solar panel and a battery right here. The base computer is up here somewhere, and then the teleport portal here, and a landing pad behind me for my spaceship, because when you warp here, your spaceship will be there, and that'll leave all 6 of these spots open. You know you're in a wealthy system. This is a great way to find A-class and S-class ships if you're looking to upgrade ships as well. So anyway, once you get all of that set up, you come up to the fancy trade terminal, and you want to buy these. Not so much these as these. Sometimes they won't have a lot, but still, I'm buying at 44,000, 45, we'll say, rounded up. And when I go to sell it, I'll probably be selling it for like 50 or 60,000. So yeah, you want to make sure you have a whole bunch of inventory space to do this. If you get one of these set up early or even mid-game and get one going a fair bit, you'll have enough money in no time to start buying some more of the expansions for your exosuit inventory. Because look, you're wanting to fill all of that up and as much of your cargo space as you can. You can actually fill your ship inventory as well, but we're just going to do just those two things, and then we're going to go to Trade Post 2 and talk about it. So I have the same setup here as I did at the other one, and I'll show you what kind of system we're in for this, because the only other way to do it, I believe, is to maybe hover this over, but you don't see it as well. It just says economy, material fusion, prosperous. The prosperous part is good, but you don't see the 3 dots or the symbol that comes with it. So that's the part you're really looking for when you're out here to get all of this set up in the first place. And then once you're set up, it's seriously like 5 minutes, not even, to get going. So kind of looks like a DNA strand, kinda, sorta, ish. Oh, I guess that shows me that right here, but it doesn't show the 3 dots. But you know from the prosperous that it is, I guess. So I'll just show you the symbol on the next one. I probably should have prepared for this a little better, but whatever. Sue me. Anyway, so yeah, again, you scan for the trade post. When you find it, you go to it, set up your base, so that you can teleport to and fro at your own will. Let me land. So yeah, the teleport coordinates, I believe, were the ones that we bought at 45,000 a piece, and I'm selling them for 65,000 a piece. So I'm making $20,000 times 171, which is roughly $11 million. Now granted, I spent money on this, but I did make a profit, and then so we know we're making a profit off of that one too. And look at that, 80 million units, which was, I'll have to look back and see what it was before and throw some text up as to what it was before. And you keep doing that over and over at each one of these systems. So this bottle symbol with the 3 stars on the galaxy map will be what you're looking for the 3rd one on the route, and then you're good to go. So if I had bought stuff at the other one instead of just selling stuff, I would sell it here for a profit and then switch over to the buy menu, buy as much of this as I can in all of my inventories, and sell it back at trade post 1. The whole process, like I said, takes 4 or 5 minutes to go through all 3 systems and back to the first one and sell your stuff again, if that's what you want to do, or you just buy at system 2, sell to this guy, and you can call it done. However you want to do it. Each time you're making millions of units at these guys. So a day in the life of a farmer can be doing one of the small trade routes or one of the bigger trade routes for like half an hour to an hour if you wanted, and make lots. So for the bigger one, I just named them after each of their symbols, and I just know which order to go in. I think pick sells to neither of those. Yeah, pick sells to the gears. The gear symbol sells to the chip symbol, that it's like a computer chip, and the chip symbol sells to it looks like a battery. And by pick, I mean like pickaxe symbol. So you'd look for those symbols with the 3 dots, and you go through all of them, or you could go 1, 2, 3, and instead of buying anything from 3 to try and sell to any of these guys, you pick one of these and go through their route and do the same thing, and have sold a total of 5 times, I think, and it's like an easy $15-20 million in 10-15 minutes. So yeah, that's one other thing you can do in the life of a farmer. And we'll just go back home, and I'll think about if I can think of anything else that I do in a typical day of farming. Okay, so last but not least, refining and cooking. So we got that rusted metal down into ferrite dust, refines at a 1-to-2 ratio, so a little farm for it, or a little mining for it, can come in pretty handy, because we all know we need that ferrite dust for metal plates, and you need metal plates for like darn near everything in the game. But let's talk about cooking a little bit. So wild milk or fresh milk that you can get from creatures will become cream. I'm only going to do small amounts so that it will save us a lot of time when you're doing it in full stacks. 2 minutes, 5 seconds for almost everything to refine down. So it's handy to have like 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys so that you can have everything you need going all at the same time. So now butter by itself doesn't become anything, but one here becomes 1 clarified oil. So you actually want 2 stacks of milk so that you get 2 stacks of cream so that you can make 1 stack of clarified oil. Next, Vasium. But we will do it like this, again to save time. And I will hit stop after 1 because I will only need 1 of these. Put this away, so Vasium becomes the wild yeast. Frost crystals become glass grains. The glass grains become refined flour, refined flour, and wild yeast become dough, and then cactus flesh. I think I'm gonna need 4, but probably only 2 for everything I'm gonna need, but we'll do 4 just in case. So cactus flesh becomes cactus nectar, cactus nectar, which I only want to do 2 of in this case, on its own becomes processed sugar, when mixed with processed sugar, a cactus nectar becomes cactus jelly, which we will need in a moment. Dough, sugar, and oil become a lumpen donut. Lumpen donut and chocolate, or this bittersweet chocolate, which you get from the Java beans, I think, or whatever, the beans on planets. The 2 of them mixed, so the bittersweet chocolate and the lumpen donut mixed to become a cocoa donut. There's another flour that I can't remember the name of that gives you caramel, which refines down again into crunchy caramel, and the crunchy caramel in the lumpen donut becomes a caramel donut. Or what I believe to be Cronus's favorite, the jam donut. Tasty. So that one jam donut, when I give it to Cronus, he will judge it, and based on his judgment, he will give me anywhere from, I believe, 20 to 60 nanites, and it's very RNG, but when I played around with the delicious vegetable stew, the RNG seemed to favor 20 and 40 nanites. I've still been averaging about 1,450 nanites for a stack of delicious vegetable stew, and it takes like 10 minutes to make the stew and 10 more minutes of talking to Cronus to get that 1,450 nanites. So I kind of think it's worth it. I do wish Cronus was faster or could be sold to in bulk, but I would guess that they would like reduce the amount of nanites he gives you, but then still cooking would be that much more worth it, because right now the nanites are way more worth it than the units, in my mind anyway. And I am in a wealthy system right now, so I know I get pretty good return on my stuff, but at minus 10.5%, I'm only getting just shy of $800 for the one donut, so whatever that is times 50, I'm getting like 40 or 50,000 units for a stack, when on a trade route I do way less work and get way more money. So these are much better. I think cooking's much better for the nanites. I just wish it was faster talking to Cronus, and then we'd have like an actual decent viable system for getting nanites that's not having to deal with alien horrors. Which, I mean, if that's your way of getting nanites, great, go nuts. I believe they did I heard rumor anyway that in one of the latest updates that they've made it so that the whispering eggs don't respawn anymore. So that might be a less viable way soon to make nanites. And then the only other way is to refine the residual goo you find on machines down like 1,700 million times until it finally becomes nanites. But then again, that's at a 35-to-1 ratio. So you need like 35 residual goo to end up with one nanite. Actually, I think you might need 70 to end up with one nanite, because at one point you have to separate like you do in one of these things. You know, like one of whatever the goo makes here and one here, and in the medium or large refiner, and then it makes the nanites, whatever. Don't remember exactly how it worked. I only ever did it the once. Or it's having a silver and a gold mine, refining them down into the platinum, which used to work on a 5-to-1 ratio. At least it did for me, but I heard rumor again somewhere that they may have changed that, and now it's a 35-to-1 ratio. Oh, I can't see the ratio there on that wall. 13 nanites for 466 platinum. I don't know. It doesn't feel worth it to me. Sorry. Timed out on my recording there. Anyway, yeah, so refining for nanites, it's all fine and dandy. If that's your way of doing things, great. Works for you. Awesome. Happy for you. I like the cooking. I just wish it was faster, easier to talk to Cronus, like what they did with the navigational data would even be fine. But to be able to give them a full stack at once be awesome. And then cooking and having a little farm like what I've got going would actually be that much more worthwhile in the game, because it's a really nice feature, but it just I don't think it has quite the value that I'm looking for. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's a day in the life of a farmer. If you liked this, please let me know by hitting the like button. If you want to see more, of course, hit the subscribe button. And please feel free to comment down below on anything that you would like to see me do next. Thanks for watching.